When we think of ancient Rome, grand architecture, powerful emperors, and the gladiatorial combats that defined an era often come to mind. However, beneath the surface of this great civilization, a darker aspect of Roman life, a world marked by bizarre and brutal punishments. These methods of retribution, designed to maintain order and deter crime, were as varied as they were horrifying. This chapter explores some of the strangest and most shocking punishments used by the Romans. Roman law and order. To understand the peculiar punishments of ancient Rome, we must first delve into the Roman approach to law and order. The Roman legal system was intricate, with a clear distinction between the penalties for slaves, free citizens, and the elite. Punishments were not only about retribution, but also served as powerful public deterrents. Public executions and severe penalties were common, reflecting the state's commitment to maintaining control and discipline. Crucifixion. One of the most infamous forms of Roman punishment was crucifixion. This brutal method was primarily reserved for slaves, rebels, and the most egregious criminals. Victims were nailed or tied to a wooden cross and left to hang until death, a process that could take several agonizing days. Crucifixion was both a slow and painful death, designed to maximize suffering and serve as a stark warning to others. Crucifixion was typically carried out in public places, ensuring maximum visibility. The sight of a crucified individual was meant to instill fear and obedience among the populace. While this punishment is most famously associated with the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, it was a relatively common practice in ancient Rome, employed to deal with various offenses. Condemnation to the beasts. Equally terrifying was the punishment of damnatio ad bestias, or condemnation to the beasts. This gruesome method involved throwing criminals to wild animals, such as lions or bears in an arena. The spectacle of a person being torn apart by ferocious animals served as both entertainment for the public and a dire warning to potential lawbreakers. These public executions were not just about punishment, but also about demonstrating the power and authority of the Roman state. By using wild animals, the Romans emphasized their dominion over both man and beast, reinforcing the idea of the state's ultimate control. Ponaculae. Among the most unusual punishments was ponaculae, reserved for those who committed parricide, the act of killing one's parent. The condemned person was sewn into a leather sack along with a variety of live animals, such as snakes, dogs, and monkeys, and then thrown into a river. The combination of drowning and attacks from the panicked animals ensured a terrifying and certain death. This punishment was symbolic as well as severe. Parricide was seen as an especially heinous crime, and the Romans believed that such an act disrupted the natural order. The punishment of ponaculae was intended to eradicate the criminal in a manner that left no trace, reflecting the gravity of the offense. Decimation. The Roman military also had its own brutal methods for maintaining discipline. One of the most infamous was decimation. When a unit was found guilty of cowardice or mutiny, 1 in every 10 soldiers was chosen by lot and executed by their comrades. This brutal practice aimed to instill fear and ensure loyalty among the troops. Decimation was rarely used, but its mere threat was enough to maintain discipline within the ranks. The process was as much about punishing the offenders as it was about reinforcing the importance of bravery and unity within the Roman army. Vivicemburium. Another punishment reflecting the Romans' ingenuity in delivering suffering was vivicemburium, or burning alive. This method was reserved for the most serious offences, such as treason or sacrilege. The condemned were tied to a stake and burned in public, a spectacle designed to terrorize and control the populace. Burning alive was not only a method of execution, but also a display of Roman power. It demonstrated the severity with which certain crimes were regarded and served as a vivid reminder of the consequences of betraying the state or offending the gods. The punishments were brutal, designed to maintain order and demonstrate the power of the state. These methods, which may seem horrifying to us, were integral to Roman society and its legal system. They highlight the stark contrasts between ancient and modern legal practices and remind us of the harsh realities of ancient civilizations. As we reflect on these bizarre punishments, we gain a deeper understanding of the lengths to which the Romans would go to control their populations and maintain their empire. These punishments serve as a powerful reminder of how much society has evolved and the importance of justice and human rights in the modern world.